It was clear to everyone that the sender of the letters had been Maria Valdivia's lover and that both would be seeing each other several times over the recent weeks. The missives also made it clear that the correspondents had been fomenting among themselves the idea of getting rid of Carlos, whom they never mentioned by name, preferring to refer to him as encumbrance. Quite shaken by the content revealed, at nightfall, Carlos needed tranquilizers to sleep and, the next day, when he woke up, he complained of a headache. Anna noticed that there were tears in his eyes and asked what he thought. Carlos replied that he was impacted by the revelation of Maria's hatred and that he felt that way even not remembering his late wife. He said he believed that she and her lover had planned her murder, but that he did not understand her death and the attempt on Andre's life. Thoughtful, Anna commented to Carolina that she believed violence against the Valdivia was a unique motivation. On the same day, the mood during lunch could be characterized as gloomy. Carlos, not hungry, hardly touched the food, and the only conversations were around the subject of letters. In the middle of the afternoon, Andre proposed an airplane ride to the other three. He remembered that Carlos had a small model that, since the attack on Carlos, had not been used. The four would be received by the VEMP pilot in the Cali's Flight Club, where the company had a hangar. In mid-afternoon, they flew over several of Carlos' properties and decided to land on one of the farms, where the businessman raised dairy cattle and planted a variety of beans suitable for enriching the feed. During the landing approach, beside the runway, the windsock was visible, indicating calm and a parked vehicle. A driver took Andre, Carlos, Anna, and Carolina to a waterfall where, when young, the two cousins bathed. The property had belonged to Carlos's father, and Andre remembered that he and his cousin used to get to the place on horseback. There, surrounded by beautiful nature, both had spent pleasant moments. Except in summer, the water was clean and cold. The waterfall, a 20-meter drop, formed a natural pool in the rock, where everyone sat and, like children, took off their shoes and wet their feet in the current. They stayed there for several minutes, soaking up the sun and listening to the sound of the water and the noise of the birds. Andre reported that Carlos had a special appreciation for the place and that all the vegetation that framed the waterfall had been maintained and improved by him. Periodically, the sandy corners were cleaned, and, in small spaces, flowers had been planted. Out of sight, at the top of the waterfall, the businessman had installed a hydraulic turbine that generated the electricity that supplied the farm's headquarters. Anna and Carolina had prepared canapés, which, accompanied by a white wine, completed the beautiful afternoon and eased the tension that had started that day. At the end of the afternoon, Anna perceived in Carlos perhaps the apprehension of the need to return to the reality that awaited him in Cali. Andre had taken Carolina to a point where it was possible to see the turbine, and on that path, he stumbled. She, frightened, grabbed him by the arm, so Andre pulled her to him and kissed her. Without resisting, she placed her hands on her boyfriend's face and returned the kiss. Seeing the scene from afar, Anna and Carlos exchanged their first smile of the day.